We have a complaint about from people living in Ikotun, Isolo. They say your concentration is on Ike, Ikoyi, Ikeja, Aja, and they're not doing. They're suffering in the Ikotun and Isolo, particularly most roads in Isolo. Eye, I think Eye. I hope I got that Eye bus stop to Koegbere.
Well, look, I think the issue is this, and it's understandable. Every road has to be built. The moment you've not done it to people's houses.
Just hold your thought. I'd like to ask you, what does it cost to construct 1 kilometer of road?
Oh, it depends.
On the average?
It depends. Let me tell you this. So, for example, let me give you Lagos Badagry. In Lagos Badagry, we will require 1.2 million cubic meters of sand. So what that means is we're excavating sometimes 2 meters of bad soil, and then we are filling with new soil. Now, 1.2 million cubic meter of sand, it's about, those tipper that you see, the maximum it can take is 5 cubic meters. That's the maximum if it's filled up. But on the average, 3.5. So if you divide that, 1.2, that tells you about 350,000 tippers. Now, the cost of sand. In some cases, you don't need that. So it depends on, like I said, the most important thing for us in Lagos, if you are building a road in Lagos, the most important thing is how to move the water. So in Nkalagu, that's not your problem. Okay, so it depends on what you are trying to solve. And then remember, we are separating pedestrian from, so we need walkway. We are now introducing bicycle lanes. So it depends on what you are building. And it depends on the condition of the soil. In some areas, we've removed cars while we are doing roads.
Cars?
Musafejo Cemetery Road, Alaba. We've removed 2 cars. We didn't know those cars would be there. We have to remove, you have to fill 2 meters. Hackman Road that we are building now, you can see the drain is 3 meters, the depth of the drain. The Ejigbo Road, there are people, 3 meters drain. Because a 2-kilometer radius, that's the lowest part. And if you don't do that correctly, that road will be washed off in 2 years.
But that still doesn't, explain why the Lekki-Ajah Road has still not been delivered.
The Lekki-Ajah Road, if you recollect, is a concession road. You understand? Now, remember, this started in 2002. I think we should go back into
and it's 2014.
No. The road did not start. I said it's a concession. So because there's a concession, there must be agreement. There are 9 agreements that were signed. And remember, when you have a concession and then you have foreign people bringing in their money, they need federal government guarantees and so on. That federal government guarantee was never signed by President Obasanjo because of whatever the reason. President Yaradua actually signed it. Therefore, all those delays took time. Now, the road started. But within that time, the Naira at the time it started was 103. Now we know what it is. Now, that's foreign money. Therefore, the concessionaire is saying that I need to increase the tariff. And we are saying no, don't increase the tariff. But that's what happens everywhere. That's what happens everywhere. Because there is a model that you built. But we are the one that said, well, no, you can't increase the tariff.
So what is the situation now with that road?
What is the situation? You can see that is going on. You can see that up to Ajah, they are expanding up to Ajah now. We are building some of the pedestrian bridges. So it's going on. But we slowed down tremendously because we had a major disagreement with the concessionaire. We don't want the tariffs. And they were like saying, well, we have to increase the tariff. So we had the discussion. We agreed. We discussed. And then ultimately, when the discussion is finished, we are talking to the senior lenders now. They are senior lenders. We'll see, and then we'll take it over. Remember, it's the first concession road in this part of the world. It's only in South Africa that they've done one. That's the reason. It's difficult. Nobody wants to concession a road in Africa. People don't want to bring in their foreign money in Africa to build roads. It's just not profitable. So that's the challenge. We are trying to do something that is novel. And, of course, there are the challenges, and we're trying to solve it.
So can you give us word now in terms of how soon that road will be, delivered?
Well, up to Ajah, like I said, you can see up to Ajah, but going forward, because, again, like I said, it depends on the discussion we are having with the senior lender. If we are able to get joy from them, then at least we can say concretely yes. But right now, we've not finalized our agreement. So it's difficult for me to come and give you any specific statement until we finish that discussion.
Well, as we close, we really would want to look at some of the roads that the state government had already completed. Loads of comments coming in to say that some have started to open up the Iju portion, and as well as the road that leads to Lasso They say some other places have started opening up, and they would want to know what exactly you're doing. And the state of Ikotun Iyano-Ejigbo Road, they're saying, well, it's now worse. Are you aware of that particular?
Well, I'm aware of that. The Lasso Iba Road that they're saying that leads to Lasso, it's not opening up. We are the one that is trying to do the drains. It's an 18-kilometer road that we dualized. At the time we built it, we are doing it in phases because we just can't afford doing everything. We did not put the drains because we wanted it to go into the vegetations. Now, but we are now deliberately putting the drains to drain the water. So in excavating it, of course, so it's not opening up. It's because of what we are doing. And then we are putting street lights just to meet our standards. So at the time we built it, there was no street lights, there was no walkway, and there was no, so we are introducing that. So we are digging it. So when people say, they should understand that way. Now, as for Ijegun that you mentioned, see, like I said, we have problem with the drains in that place. So if people go there and see the depth of the drain, they will understand we need to get the drains right. So that is the major problem we have there. It's like I said, it's about 3 meters. It's like this flow. It's not the normal drains in other areas. So by the time we are able to finish that, just like Acme, by the time we are able to finish that, the road will be faster. Now, the major challenge we have, Lagos is not a virgin land. It takes a lot of time for us to establish the right of way. Most of the time, we are expanding this road. That means there will be buildings. That means there will be all sorts of things, NNPC, whatever. Now, the challenge is we always have to do stakeholders meeting. So, for example, that particular road you mentioned, I've been there 3 times. If somebody goes to court, we'll be delayed. So what we try to do is to make sure that we let everybody understand. We go there with the design. This wall will move 2 meters. This we agree. But when you are trying to move people's wall, you must let them know. You must understand, and they must agree. So if it's a virgin land where we are just doing roads, it's easy. But that's not the case in Lagos, and that's why we have a lot of delay. I'll give you another one.
Yeah, very quick, because we're out of time.
Okay. We are building pedestrian bridge as cement on Lagos, Abeokuta. It's a federal road, but we spoke to them and said, look, people are dying here. We're building. Somebody went to court. It's not even his land. It's a shop, but the court says stop. So we are stopping. 6 months later, they said we can go ahead. But so that delay, I can't control.
Just quickly, this is going to be a yes or no question. It's going to be a yes or no question. I mean, how is your relationship with the federal government? Is it cordial?
Difficult to say. It depends on the situation. Some cordial, some not.
Well, then,
I'll be happy to give us our money.
Mr. Femi Hamzat, I'm hoping your money will come. No, everyone wants some money. Commissioner of Works, Lagos State, many thanks for finding time to join us. State of Roads, Lagos Roads, and the questions will keep coming. We'll have to forward some of them, if not all of them, to your ministry so that you can as well get back to these people on the State of Roads. Well, Sarah Zilla takes a moment now. We'll return shortly. Join us again.